Hello everyone, and welcome to Mind Matters. 12 interesting facts about people who are lone wolf. Most of the time, the word lone wolf makes people think of lonely people who choose to stay away from the crowd. Once you get past the surface, you'll see that these people are much more complex than you think. One-eyed wolves like being alone and are proud of their independence. They also tend to have traits that are deeply ingrained and might not be clear at first. They're not just one-dimensional figures. They have a lot of interesting traits that make them really interesting people to study. We'll look at some of the most interesting things about the lone wolf personality in this video. These things will help you understand how they think and act in the world. Number 1, emotional intelligence that is very high. Many lone wolves are actually very emotionally intelligent, which goes against the idea that they are emotionally disconnected. They usually know a lot about themselves and how to control their feelings. This helps them live their lives in a calm and collected way. Even though they might not talk about their feelings openly, they have a deep knowledge of how others feel, which often makes them very strong and introspective. Number 2, learning styles that aren't normal. It's not like lone wolves just sit down and listen when they want to learn. They like self-directed learning and engaging experiences more because they let them explore at their own pace and based on what interests them. This way of learning does more than just satisfy their curiosity. It also accommodates their need for privacy, letting them gain information and skills without the social pressures of traditional school settings. Number 3, do you like early mornings or late nights? A lot of lone bears feel better when it's quiet during the day. Stillness in the early morning or late at night gives them the right setting for their activities and thoughts. Distractions are less likely to happen at these times, so they can concentrate better on jobs that need uninterrupted attention. This preference for odd hours isn't just a way to avoid people. It's also a way to make their surroundings more productive. These quiet times are necessary for them to be creative and smart, whether they are making art, code, writing, or just thinking about personal projects. Number 4, full inner lives. If you could see what a lone wolf is thinking, you would see an environment full of thoughts, ideas, and stories that are still going on. They spend a lot of time in this mental world coming up with ideas and thinking about different things. A lot of their creativity grows here. And this is also where their morals and beliefs are formed. A lone wolf's inner life is deep and full, which shows that it has a vivid mind and a deep, reflective, and thoughtful relationship with the world. Number 5, depth of field. When they're interested in a subject or job, lone wolves can focus with amazing intensity. People get so into it that they forget about everything else going on around them. During this state, which is sometimes called flow, time and outside pressures lose their meaning, and the action takes over completely. This level of focus can last for hours or even days on a hobby, work task, or study project, and it can lead to big personal or professional successes. Number 6, preference for communication that doesn't happen at the same time. Lone wolves like to talk to others through asynchronous channels like texts, emails, or online groups, where they can decide when and how many people to talk to. They like this because it gives them a chance to think and process information without the stress and urgency of real-time talks. It helps them make their points clearer and connect with others in a way that works for them, letting them communicate on their own time while still honoring their need for solitude and reflection. Number 7, knowing about the past. A lot of the time, lone dogs are very interested in history. They value the lessons learned from the past and use what they've learned to guide their choices and actions today. To do this, they need to know more than just the facts. They also need to understand the bigger stories that have shaped the way society has grown. As a result, it helps them deal with problems in the present and gives them a broad view of their daily lives. Number 8, solving problems in unusual ways. When they're stuck with a problem, lone wolves often think of answers that don't make sense. They often don't go the usual routes and instead choose creative and sometimes shocking ways to solve problems. This often leads to unique and useful results, showing that they can think outside the box and approach problems from different points of view. Their unusual ways of doing things lead to new ideas that go against what people usually think, showing that they have a flexible and adaptable attitude that loves coming up with new ideas. Number 9, making decisions based on values. For lone wolves, making choices based on their own values is very important. They don't change their minds, even if it means making decisions that aren't popular. They have to stick to their beliefs no matter what, even if it means disagreeing with other people. Integrity is an important part of their personality, showing that they are deeply committed to doing what they think is right, no matter what other people think or expect of them. Number 10, giving without being noticed. Even though they like to be alone, lone wolves are usually very kind, but they'd rather help out behind the scenes, making quiet moves to help others without ever wanting to be noticed for their good acts. This quiet kind of kindness makes sure that their actions are genuine and selfless, and are only meant to help or comfort the person. When they give, they do it in a quiet but real way. Number 11, knowing about cycles without thinking about them. It is especially easy for lone wolves to notice and understand different trends. They are very good at predicting changes that are going to happen and changing how they do things to stay ahead of these changes. This natural awareness helps them be more successful by letting them adapt their approach to these patterns. This gives them an apparent natural edge in both their personal and professional lives. Number 12, a tendency to think about the future. Individual wolves often think about the things they will leave behind when they die. They think about how their deeds will affect people in the future and how they will affect current generations. Their actions and choices are strongly rooted in this forward thinking, which shows how much they care about how their lives and work affect other people. They often base their memory on the principles and values they hold dear, hoping to leave an effect that lasts beyond their own lives. In general, a lone wolf's personality is very complex and full of different traits. Understanding the subtleties of this personality type helps us value the contributions they make to society and broadens our view of how different people are. Through this investigation, we can see that lone wolves are very important to the way societies grow and change. To the human experience as a whole, they add complexity, creativity, and deep reflection. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, share, and comments. Don't forget to click the notification bell. That way, you'll be notified of our next post. Warm regards, and thanks for watching.